everybody. This is Arthur Aday with Arthur Talks, and we have some wonderful guests today. We have Michael, and we have Marianne, and we have a bunch of volunteers that have taken care of us today. Hey, did you all have a good Christmas? I had a wonderful Christmas, snowed in. How about the rest of you? How many feet and how many shovels did you have to dig of snow this last 5 weeks we've been on vacation? Hey, Michael, give us a little clue of what you've got today.
Well, I've brought some of my artwork with me that you had seen when I was showing you my iPod portfolio.
Right.
And so you asked me to bring some in, and I'm excited to be able to share some of my artwork with people that haven't had a chance to see it before.
Well, you have beautiful drawings. How long have you been an artist?
Well, I have always enjoyed the process of making artwork, of doing things. I've always been drawing and sketching things. But when I was in junior high, I had this teacher that just didn't want to spend the time to teach me how to actually do stuff because I didn't catch on the same way the other students did.
Right.
So he basically told me to stay out of the art department and go back to the science stuff. So I spent years and years working as a physicist and as a computer scientist and teaching school and doing all these other things. And when I was 35, I finally had the opportunity to go back to college and start taking some classes again.
And you started taking art
because
classes.
I had good teachers at that particular college was Okaloosa Walton Junior College. And the teachers that I had there were extremely good at helping me learn how to do art in my style and explaining things to me.
Very good.
So since then, I've been taking classes, I've been getting better and better, and most of these represent things I've done fairly recently.
Who is this blue-eyed kitty cat?
Okay, this is my cat, Haru the Pooh. Haru the Pooh.
Haru the Pooh.
Yes, and
right.
he's a big Blue Point Siamese cat that he's something of a barnacle cat. When I sit down or I resting or anything, the cat's just all over me.
All over you, barnacle. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, it likes to purr and keep you warm.
Yeah. Well, we do pretty good with that. We have 10 cats, and saves on our heating bill. Cuts down on the kerosene.
10 cats save on heating bill. All right. I think I got that one.
So support your local shelter.
Yeah, that would be it. What's this one up in front here?
Okay, now the one in front is a picture that we did last summer. I took Dennis Weather's plein air painting class where we actually went out to various places and then painted while we were standing there.
What ocean
this
was
one
this?
is Crescent City.
Crescent City? You went to Crescent City?
Yeah, we went to Crescent City for the weekend.
School
and I was
need.
actually standing on the beach painting this. It's an acrylic painting. I was ending up using buckets of seawater to wash my brushes and things because there was no water available.
Oh, there's seawater. A little salty. But
This particular day was one of those cold, foggy summer days you get over to the coast, and it just looks so lonely and mysterious with that island way out in the distance.
That's very tempting to just sit there on the side there.
Until you froze solid,
yeah.
Yes.
So this one down here, is this Mount Shasta?
Yes, that's Mount Shasta.
I really think this one's beautiful.
Yeah. That one we happened to have one evening where the twilight was just violet colored.
Just violet.
And we took pictures of it.
Yeah,
and then
isn't that
I
gorgeous?
needed a last painting for Dennis's class, and I painted that in about an hour and a half.
That is very beautiful.
But yeah, I'm real proud of that one because it's quite nice.
And this one up here.
Okay, now I painted that. That one there back when I was at Okaloosa Walton down in Florida. I'm working slowly on a set of tarot cards, and that one would be the tarot card of the star.
Of the star. Ooh.
So, I'm
very
enjoying working on
good.
it.
Now, what do you have on your laptop?
Well, I have, or I'm trying to have a slideshow, but it's being a little uncooperative.
Well, let's see what we can do
here. I think I know what's wrong with it, so give me a half sec. how do I transition this? Oh, that's how it's transition thing. Okay. The way the slideshow's set up, it shows different ones of the various paintings I've done over the years.
Uh-huh.
This one that's on right now is another one of the tarot cards. That's the death card
Ooh.
that I revisioned, because most tarot decks show death as being this
The rebirth?
terrifying, horrible force.
Yeah, but
and
death
it's
is
really about
rebirth.
transition and rebirth.
Exactly.
So here we have autumn and winter, and then as you pass through death, you go into spring.
Ah.
So I thought
Very.
that gave a more positive image. There's the star again.
And what does the star card represent?
It's basically the calm after the storm.
Ah.
It represents that moment after everything has been really traumatic with
Like after the
devil in the
snow.
tower. After the snow, you can
Yeah, it's all serene
Right.
and quiet.
And then let's see. Oh, yeah, I did switch it. Which there. This one is the moon.
Ooh,
The
that's
moon
pretty.
is about illusion and learning to find the other half of yourself. And since we both have male and female within us, I liked the image of her trying to find her male half, and having
Right.
to reach through the ice to get to that. Because we
Ah,
usually divide
reaching through the
ourselves very
eyes.
strong.
Ah, very good.
And then this one is the last of the tarot I've got so far. It's called Ascension.
Ascension.
The next to the last card in most decks is called Judgment. And it's
Judgment.
intended to be the Judeo-Christian Judgment Day.
Right,
And there's
right.
a lot of really heavy energy with the graves opening up and people coming up. For me, it's more about rising up into the place where all of the people that you've loved and cared about are there waiting for you, and they're standing there to pull you up into
Pull you across the bridge.
whatever
Yeah.
afterlife you consider to exist. Now, this one is one of the what do you call it, scenic ones that I've done. This one is in gouache, and it's a sunset that I just made up out of my head one day.
Wow.
So,
God, it's pretty.
thank you. I used that as the cover of one of my books.
How many books you have?
I've got
Two of
two
them?
and a bunch of study guides so far. I'm working on
There you
it. That
go.
was another one of the plein air paintings. That's Lower McLeod Falls.
Ooh, very nice.
That's one I did this last semester. Dennis taught watercolor, which I'd always wanted to learn how to do. And I did that
And those
one.
flowers?
Yeah, those are mums.
Mums.
And I actually went out and sat on the grass in front of the bookstore, and those mums happened to be growing around a rock that's sitting right in front of our bookstore here at College of the Siskiyous.
That is
I
beautiful.
drew it up and then I painted it. So
Very nice.
let's see.
Well, are those mums going to be there this year?
I would assume so.
Oh, good, 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 good.
Okay. This
And which
is
is this?
another sunset that I did in pastels. And this is funny. This was from a photograph that I took back in college when I was the school photographer. And I had taken it at Gulf Shores down in Alabama at sunset and had gotten the sea oats in it and everything. I had the photo hanging on the line in the darkroom to use with the newspaper, and the folks from the annual stole it and used it for the last picture in the annual.
Oh, there you go.
So remembering what it looked like that evening, I did
You're
the
trying to
redid the
do it again.
sunset.
So, what classes are you taking this year? Or this semester?
This particular term at COS, I'm taking drawing, I'm taking digital illustration, digital imaging. I'm taking life drawing, and I volunteered to be one of Eloise's models for people to draw, because she sent out an email looking for people who were willing to participate
Now,
as
is this
models.
the naked model or the clothed model?
It's the naked model.
Oh!
But I have absolutely no body modesty whatsoever.
Isn't that so revealing to be able to stand there or sit there or whatever?
Well, years ago when I was married, my spouse decided that, he wanted to try nudism, and so we joined a nudist colony. And so I've
So you
gotten
kind of
used
got
to
worked
it.
into that.
And the live drawing class I had at Okaloosa Walton was everybody was clothed. Basically, everybody in the class had to take turns posing, for people to draw. And I have a very good ability to hold perfectly still once I'm in a position. I go into a meditative state and then just stay put until they tell me to come out of it. So I actually make a very good model.
Well, that's
And
good.
I don't see it as being a huge problem because the room where they have the class is always very much overheated anyway. And
Overheated. That's what we need at this point. We need overheat.
So, it doesn't
very
bother me
good.
too much.
Do you have any other ones there?
Oh, yeah. Okay, those, let's go past these two, we've seen those. Okay, that one is, that one was from the plein air painting class. That's some flowers out at Spring Hill Nursery last summer.
Wow, that's very beautiful.
Poppies.
It amazes me. I try art to do something with, and what I see and what comes out on the piece of paper, two different things.
Well, see, that's where I started out with it. And if you have the vision where you can see it, then your real problem is just acquiring the skills to get it down on paper. And the first stuff I did was lousy. I mean, I've been, like I said, I've been drawing since I was a little kid.
Yeah,
but now that I'm finally learning the proper techniques to use all these different media, it comes out a lot easier and it does much better. I'm starting to get to the point that what comes out on the canvas is what I intended to put there.
That's good.
Although,
that's good.
One of the things I do, I'm a priest of Isis, by the way, and I'm working on also paintings of the different gods and goddesses because, again, I use them as illustrations in my books and articles.
Right.
I did the one that was showing there a minute ago of the Egyptian god Thoth, and the thing that's there on the left bottom is a tablet of hieroglyphs that basically says, Thoth spoke the great word, begin the beginning of time, let there be light. And I've taught myself over the years to read and write hieroglyphs, and so, I worked out the grammar so that it's correct, Egyptian.
Now let me ask you while we're talking about that, have you looked into what manna is yet?
Yeah.
And what is it? It's
a resin that the gods sometimes send down to Earth when people need it. The scientific explanation is supposedly it's produced by the locusts as they go by, but bug poop doesn't sound real appetizing. So.
No. Last time we were on the air, we talked a little bit about the white powder gold and the manna.
Oh, okay.
And,
I couldn't find that for some reason.
Yeah, well, you got to look.
I got to really dig.
Yeah, you got to dig in there. But it's on the internet though. Mm-hmm. But what it is gold that's been melted down into a white flour. And then they make
mix it in your
manna
bread.
into little bread cakes.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then what that does is it feeds the spirit body. Or the light body.
Maybe your body doesn't really digest gold, and it probably ends up going elsewhere.
In that form, it's
but maybe it clears the energy or something like that.
Yeah, it actually charges your light body. Mm-hmm. Anyway, any other pictures there?
Sure. Okay, that was Thoth. This one, I believe, is a process I've developed called graphite painting, and it's done by shading the board to a middle tone and then using different levels of graphite sticks and erasers to paint your picture. It comes out like a black and white photo. There's a myth of the goddess Diana where this one hunter was out hunting one day and he accidentally came upon the goddess Diana as she was coming out of her bathing pool, and he saw the goddess naked. Her response was to turn him into a deer and send him off running through the woods. And of course, his companions hunted him down and killed him for having seen the goddess naked.
Oh my gosh.
So I call that one the last sight Actaeon saw.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This one is one I just did in watercolor class. That's Upper McCloud Falls, the god Horus from Egypt. And then the sky is a NASA photograph. and it was taken by one of the probes that's just been sent out to the outer planets. It's the first time mankind got far enough away from the Earth to be able to take the Earth and the Moon in the same phase in the sky at the same time. So it really represents our transition into the future and into becoming, you know, an extrasolar, galactic culture. We finally broke the bounds of getting away from the Earth, so it looks just like another planet.
Right.
You know, so I mean, that one's right up there with that Earth rise over the Moon, which let us know that we're really off the planet now. This one's telling us we're going further out. So
that's for sure. We have been able to get out there. Okay. And this one?
This one is the goddess Isis.
Oh,
and that's another graphite painting.
Very nice.
And then, let's see here.
And one more.
That one is a self-portrait that I did in painting class.
Now, tell me why you're in little squares.
Dennis pulled a trick on us.
Yeah?
He said that he would take a picture of us, and we'd be able to paint the picture. All right, I don't like having my picture taken, but fine. He wouldn't let us see it. And he cut it up into 35 little squares.
35.
And then he would dole out 2 or 3 at a time. So we never saw the picture until it was finished.
And so there's 35 squares there.
Yeah, I painted each of the 35 squares in there as a part of creating my self-portrait. I thought it came out pretty good for, you know, not knowing what I was doing most of the time.
That is good. That is good.
So anyway.
Well, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your beautiful paintings
I hope
and drawings.
to keep creating more as time goes on.
You probably will. And we'll have you back on for some new stuff.
I find this to be one of the few things in my life that truly feeds my soul is creating this artwork.
Right.
And I mean, I'm vastly overeducated. I'm working on my second master's degree. But, you know, I need to do this.
Well, you need that. You need the other brain wave to do the art now.
I take the classes here in art in part because it gives me a break from doing master's class in psychology online.
There you go.
So
there you go. All right. Well, thank you very much for showing up and being here with us today. Now, how's the weather outside?
It's cold.
It's cold? Is it snowing?
There's a little dusting of snow from last night on the walkways and stuff, but it's not even enough to be slippery.
Oh, that's good. But it's going to be sunny, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be sunny for several days.
Several days. Did you hear that, folks? Sunny for several days. Hallelujah.
Although I have to admit, when it does snow, my wife, Christiana, got us a snowblower when we got married. She just wasn't going to shovel snow.
No.
And when it does snow, she gets out with that snowblower, and I mean, we have to keep her from doing the whole neighborhood. She just gets going.
Hey, come over to my place. Come over to my place. We'll put you to work, girl.
It gets funny.
All right. Thank you very much. You have a great day.
You
and
too,
enjoy
Arthur.
the semester, and we'll have you on again sometime before we end.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Hey, I got some interesting stuff. Have you ever done a dream interpretation on what you just dreamt about? Well, if you haven't, Betty Bethard has this beautiful book called Dream Book by Symbols. And inside of it, if you have, let's say, let me see, say blossoms, a job well done. Say you see your boss, this is the critic within yourself. How about body parts, your temple? These are all the little things that are very, very important for you to interpret. When you wake up, you write it down, and then you have your book next to it, and then you interpret what it was that you were just subconsciously dreaming about. Now, pay attention to your dreams, because that is a part of you that will help you to guide yourself through the day. Hey, we have Marianne Thank you, dear. How you doing?
Good.
Now, Marianne, do you do dream interpretation?
I have.
And tell me about it. Tell me what your opinion about it is.
Pretty much what you said.
It helps to guide you.
Yeah, Carl Jung said that you can interpret dreams on 3 different levels. One is the personal level, that it just is what it is. The next is the archetypal level, which would be like the feminine or the masculine, etc. And then the third way is global. Global, what it means for the earth. Marion Woodman did a whole series of dream interpretations on the Black Madonna that came from Earth dreams. Really powerful work.
Wow. See, we learned so many things in dream interpretation. There's so many books. I happen to find Betty Bethard being pretty real accurate with my dream interpretation. Sometimes I have to use other books. So now you had a subject that you wanted to talk about tonight.
Well, I thought we might start talking about families.
Family.
Did you have a family?
Well, I don't have a family anymore. Most of them are all gone.
The story.
They've risen or ascended.
The story in my family was I was laid on a stump, so I don't have a family either.
You were laid
on a stump.
You were left on a stump?
Left on a stump.
Well, I was in an egg cracked open in a skillet.
But I do.
No wonder that side hurts.
I do have a family. Do you know anybody who has a perfect family or had one?
Well, I can't say I do. I really can't. A perfect family would mean that we have no issues.
Pretty much.
And when you grow up in a 6 children, 2 adults like I did, we have a lot of little issues. And I was the youngest, and we all had our little chores to do every day after school. We couldn't get around them at all.
Yeah, I was the oldest.
Oh, you were the oldest.
So I was kind of the surrogate parent.
The surrogate parent. Well, my sister and oldest brother might have been, because my parents both worked.
Yeah.
When we got home, it was up to them to rule us.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we got ruled, all right.
My oldest son was that for my youngest son, and I think Forrest would probably say about the same thing you just said.
Right, boy.
With an iron hand.
Heavy sometimes.
Yeah.
I did the dishes, I did the laundry. Actually, I hung out the laundry. They wouldn't let me do the actual spinning of the wheel, get my fingers caught in that old crank. Oh, no. But I would hang out the dishes? No, hang out the...
Do the dishes, hang
Dry the dishes and hang out the clothes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
When I was doing active psychotherapy, I saw a lot of people who had a lot of issues, and I began to think that there was no perfect family. That it just didn't exist.
No, I don't think so.
Since I've been more in the world, I've met people who have good enough families. And when you have a good enough family, that means that the mother recognizes and names the child's feelings right from the get-go. The father validates those feelings and teaches the child natural consequences. So it would be, Johnny goes out on the playground, he falls down, he hurts his knee, he comes in crying. And Mommy says, "Oh, I see that you're sad, you've hurt yourself." And Daddy says, let's make it that kids pushed him. Okay? And so Daddy says, "Well, anybody who fell down and skinned his knee like that would sure feel sad." And the little boy says, "Yeah, I want to go punch him back." And Dad says, "Well, you could do that, but what might happen if you do that? They'd probably push you down again."
Again.
So that would be an example of that whole process. And generally, people who make it to adulthood realize that they have some issues because their lives don't go right.
Right.
So then they begin to want to change. And that's a whole new kettle of fish.
Now that's a whole new concept in the world today, is how to make that change.
Exactly.
Now, I was watching the little movie over the holiday, The Secret.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
And, I know about The Secret long before I actually saw it, because some teachings that I went through and books that I read, and I manifested quite a number of things as I needed them. You have done that, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You manifested being here in
Yep.
the Mount Shasta area?
Yep. The first thing that I really remember manifesting was a blue car.
A blue car.
We had a Toyota, and we had gone on vacation, and on the way down, the car broke.
Oh.
And we got just to the bridge on this side of Sanibel Island, and our hotel was on the other side of Sanibel Island. The car broke just before the bridge. And the car was not fixable. So we both just set out the intention that we'll find a new car, it will be perfect. And the way my husband and I were doing it was to put the image of whatever it was we wanted in a ball of light and then see it just fading off into the ozone.
In a ball of light.
And we came home, and in the paper there was a perfect little blue Toyota.
Oh, come on.
No, really.
Just that soon?
Yeah, just that soon. And that was
you
the
went
clearest.
and bought it?
Yeah.
The next day, or?
Yeah, we
Pretty
saw it in
much?
the paper, we called, we went to buy it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
It was
just
good.
love things like that.
I do too.
I just
do
love
too.
that.
Makes my heart sing.
Yeah. Hey, I've been working for 20 years to take pictures of my life from 86 to 2006. That's 20 years. And over this holiday weekend, holiday week, 5 weeks, I was able to set everything down into categories of 20 years, and I put them together in my books here. And this is just two of my books out of probably 4 that I'm going to have.
Wow.
And a lot of them are of limousines, and this one here, I don't know if you can you get a close one up here? This one right here? There's this one here, and then I got a mountain lion,
Oh, boy.
a black panther, I guess it's called, on the front of my limo here. I thought that was so exciting. This guy was showing off this black panther, and I go, can I put him on my hood of my truck? I mean, my limousine? And they said, sure. So he picks them up.
Wow.
And puts them there. I'll just take that and show
Oh,
it
my
to
word.
you.
It really is a real panther.
Look at the chain that he
Yeah,
got him
I
on.
see. It doesn't look strong enough.
That chain is
great.
like wicked
Yeah.
big time.
As you go through your old pictures, does it bring up old feelings and
It
memories?
does. Like there's some of with my first wife. We went on this party after I got this raise and promotion, and so I grabbed all my friends and we went on to this party to Tahoe. Man, it was so fun. It was just excellent. But as I'm looking through the pictures again, I'm like, whoa, can I only imagine have been there
Yeah.
at one time, and now I'm not.
Have you ever had the
Fun
experience of doing something and then knowing that this experience is going to be one of those that you'll come back to time and time again?
Yes.
Yeah, me too, and I've
Yeah.
never quite figured out what they mean.
Well, I get that deja vu every once in a while. I get a deja vu, which tells me that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
good.
that does for me.
Yeah.
And I really like that guidance.
So
that
can I
inner
ask you a question?
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about body, mind, spirit, or mind, emotion, spirit, several different ways of dividing that up. How do you see that?
Mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
Mind. There's the mind that thinks about what we want. There's the spirit that helps to manifest it, and then there's the physical body that brings it into existence. That's the way I look at it. And then you heal each of those compartments. You heal them. You heal them. There's a constant healing of them because from the time I was a child, there was situations, things that created who I am today.
Exactly.
And if I don't like how I am today, I have to reprogram.
Reprogram it.
And there was this last couple of weeks, I've been house sitting, and this place has got hypnosis therapy DVDs that I've been listening to. The Inner Strength, the Millionaire Mind.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
it's coming together. I know this year is really very phenomenal. November of last year, 2007, I became single. My divorce was finished. Final.
But you're not advertising, right?
Well, I don't know. I've kind of had my eye open to possibilities. I have to admit, I'm still male here. Anyway, the whole idea of being single now, being in school and single and doing all this without having to worry about my time spent at school versus going home and then spending time with a partner. My grades have actually gotten better.
I would think, yeah, you're not split anymore.
I'm not split anymore.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing when you think about that, how we split ourselves?
The reason I asked the question was because a lot of people think of those as different things. My mental part is different and separate from my emotional part, from my behavioral part. I can't remember what the fourth one is.
Categories.
Yeah, that those are separate, linear kinds of things. And see what you think about this. What I've kind of been coming to is that they're just different parts of the same critter. And if you fix one or you do something to one, it will impact the others.
Right.
And so when somebody would come into my office and want to change some behavior, I'd have to figure out which channel they were available on. Were they available on the emotional channel because they wanted to change the behavior? Or were they available on the mental channel where their beliefs had to change?
Right.
So I'd kind of figure out which channel and then watch what changed next.
That's good.
It was fun. It
That's
was a
good.
lot of fun.
Now tell me, you have a business, right?
More or less.
More or less. And are you advertising it yet?
Not quite. I've handed my cards out to my women's network
Okay.
colleagues.
All right.
But I retired in May and didn't anticipate working again. But I really miss clients. There's something about being deeply involved in someone's life, but not into the drama. It just feels really important.
I know drama is so...
I don't want to do drama. No drama. But
No
I
more
can
drama.
watch it.
Yeah.
So what I'm
Hey.
doing is opening up a small practice.
So you're opening up a small practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, also, I understand that you're involved in our volunteers network.
I am. I volunteered to be the volunteer coordinator.
Oh,
I'm the oldest
hallelujah.
child. I have to run things.
So,
What can I
so
say?
now, what affirmation would we be saying to create the volunteers? Do we already have them?
Oh, we have some great volunteers already.
But do we do an affirmation as if we already have these
Yes,
volunteers?
yes.
We have a group of
And the
people.
reason why, one of the ways, there are lots of ways of doing affirmations, but one of the ways that I like is you state a quality that's known. Like MCTV is exciting and fun,
Yeah.
and you get to learn a lot of
Oh
things.
boy, do we!
And for these reasons, we naturally are magnetic for volunteers. There's a better way to say that.
We're
magnetize.
magnets to the volunteers because they
yes.
want to learn
Yeah.
and they want to participate.
Yeah, they wanna be a part.
Oh, girl, that's the words we want. So, all of you that are out there who want to be a volunteer, we're just going to pretend that you already are a volunteer. You're already here. You've already made your commitment. And now today, we're taking the best TV show and putting it out there, and we're making something of it.
And we see them coming through the door tonight at 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, 7 o'clock.
Third Tuesday.
Third Tuesday of every month. We have, at 7 o'clock, we have volunteers.
Orientation.
So everybody will be here next Tuesday.
Today.
Next month.
Oh, next month.
Next month on the third Tuesday.
Third
7
Tuesday.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, I can talk forever.
I don't think how many more minutes do we have here?
Probably not forever. But thanks a lot for inviting me on your show.
I
always like to come.
I really am very appreciative that you are here today because you just make my show.
Oh, bless your heart.
You do. Everybody that comes on this show makes it.
Yeah. Wasn't that art wonderful?
Oh,
great.
I think this one's my favorite one over here.
Mine too.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Take care.
You too now. All right. Hey, it looks like we have about 20 minutes. I just want to show this here. Can somebody get that? If they can. This is from long ago. It was a Halloween party. And there's a little dancing there. And, it was one of those nights that strange things happened, But anyway, we won't go into details, but it was a fun party. Needless to say, before the episode of stripping, I had nobody who wanted to dance with me, and then afterwards, all the girls came out to play with me. Oh, yes. And let me see. Oh, I like this one here. The reason I brought this out is because you should always do a journal. And while you're doing your journal, take pictures of your events and create a picture book like this. I have 20 picture books right now. I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, and with every picture I have a little write-up on what it is and who it is. Well, folks, I want to thank you for all being here. Now we're going to take a little journey into the Flying Lotus with a beautiful video of the Flying Lotus ladies. I call them the 12 women warriors of Mount Shasta who are dancing here at COS Fort Theater. I'm going to let that run, and we'll see you on the other side.
Remember who you are. Remember who you
Tonight, I make my body a prayer. Tonight, I dedicate each my dance. Tonight, I remember every pleasure in my body heals Mother Earth.
I remember and reinvent, loving fierce,
warrior
loving
human
are divine. You are divine.
Hey, you know, I love that. That is my favorite little item that I've put together with the Flying Lotus here at the Ford Theater a couple years ago. I filmed that, and I did it in night vision, and then I put the edge work in there, which gives it that spirit effect. And you know, I just love that. And I'm going to do more. I have some new things on the plate that I'm working on. Actually, I'll give you a little hint about what is coming up. During my break, this last 5 weeks, I put together a little dog story, Christmas with the puppies. And the funny thing about it is when I was telling the story to a few little doggy friends that I were babysitting or doggy sitting this last Christmas, I put together a little story called "Why the Children Didn't Get Christmas Presents," and it's because all the cats and all the puppies got to play with them all. I love it. It's going to be coming up next time, next Arthur Talks show. Hey, I just wanted to touch base again with volunteering is very important for us. It helps us to keep our cameras rolling, and we need producers here with new ideas that will bring about a larger group of people watching our television. Now, how many people out there have cable? 1%. How many of those people watch cable? Maybe 1% of that. What I'm trying to say is we as a community need to work a lot harder together to produce these type of shows that are from the college, COS, and from the community. With those two in mind, we'll be able to create new and exciting shows that people will be wanting to watch. Now, I want to show you a couple more of these pictures here. Here's my favorite one. There it is. Now, again, this is a medicine wheel with 13 moons that I put together. And after I put it all together, I would meditate, and people would come and meditate with me, and we would watch this orb glowing within our meditation. And we would walk 13 spirals inward, inward and inward and inward. And then we would sit in the middle and meditate. Now you see that light there? This is something that was created, or maybe it helped to create this beautiful, beautiful design here. I call this a medicine wheel with 13 spirals, which represent the moon. Isn't that beautiful? I did that a number of years ago, back in 2001, 2002 on some land that I had purchased. I really enjoyed putting this together. I spent about a year creating it little by little. People would come and meditate. And I actually took another picture of that light right there, and it came out to be some very interesting light being that came to visit with me. Let me see. When you put together a picture book, there's always things that will be brought together. And when you put together the picture books, they represent just a fragment of our life, our past tense. And this represents, these two books here represent 20 years. And I'll have a couple more books that'll go along with that. Now, I'm also working on Memoirs of a Chauffeur, which will have pictures of all types of limousines, and it will be a lot of fun to look at. Let me see if I got any more exciting ones. Oh, this was always an exciting one. These are pictures of a concert that we did a few years ago. And as you see, it just takes creating the picture book and the stories that go along with it, which will eventually be quite exciting. Let me see, anything else in here? This was a fun one. This here, we have different, this is a winery that I went to on a birthday party and in Napa Valley, and it's just one of the most astounding places with all the water and a view of the Carquinez Straits. And I really had fun with that. Hey, there was a couple affirmations that I was working with. And one of them is, where have I come from? And my biggest accomplishments, where am I right now? Where am I going? Have I given myself the best? Is my life an adventure? Now, can you say that? Is your life an adventure? Well, if you come to COS, College of the Siskiyous, and study with all of us, your life will be at an adventure. And here at the studio, when we have all of our gatherings for our TV shows, we just love when everybody shows up and takes care of the cameras, the editing. I want to thank everybody for helping me today. I realize it's been a long 5 weeks vacation, and maybe not everybody is on top of it today, but today is the first day of school. And I think that we are so fortunate to have this studio here at COS. It's not going to get any better. This is the best place we can have a studio. The students can be here and create things from a student's point of view, and also the other publishers, producers will be able to create things that are fantastic. So I want to thank you, all the volunteers. I want to say that if you'd like to see more of the Flying Lotus produce some of the most beautiful dancing, go see them. on Main Street in Mount Shasta, or I should say Mount Shasta Boulevard in Mount Shasta. And they have some of the beautiful, beautiful dancing, and the ladies there do a wonderful job. You know, I want to thank you all for showing up, and we will be back in maybe another month with another show, and I will have more video for us to look at. I thank you. Everybody thanks you. Thank you, audience. This is Arthur Aday with Arthur Talks.